All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakadash. It's your brother Elder Bishop I done back at you with another video. And this video was inspired by the GMS Baltimore camp. On the screen there, you got the Elder Pashai, the Elder Kanak, you got Apostle Orion up there. So he's out there at the Beemore camp, and they just did this live. And they were getting down, so I would suggest you watch this. You watch this live stream from the camp. So what they were speaking about inspired me to do this video. And the title of this video, I'm not sure yet. It's going to be something like Technology was Debate, Surveillance is the Catch, or Convenience or Comfort was Debate and Surveillance is a Catch. And basically the premise of this video is that this technology that we have, that people have accepted, and the comfort, people accept technology because it offers them comfort, because the American people I'm speaking about are lazier than they've ever been. So anything that makes it less work for them or for them to not lift a finger, they'll go for it. And it's called technology or smart technology. Convenience, you have something called creature comforts. And because of this, they're able to get away with a lot of things. And I'm talking about Big Brother, the surveillance, because this technology that they're sliding, right? Sliding underneath the doorstep is putting people deeper and deeper into the digital system to set them up. Basically, they're setting everything up so they could slide or ease everybody over into the Motb. So I'm gonna play a little bit of the live stream here, but first I want to bring out a video. And then what I'm gonna do after that is I just got an update to my phone. I got a Samsung phone, Android, and basically this whole damn week I've been downloading updates back to back to back. There's been new updates. Slack here. And next thing I check out my phone is all this AI stuff that's installed. You know, and as you you brothers and sisters know, AI they're pushing it hard. It's taking over everything, you know. It's all in the jobs, especially if you're in the corporate world, IT. Yeah, AI is the next thing. So let me read a scripture first. This is 1 Thessalonians 5. And I'm going to start at 1. The point is in 5. So it says, but the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh at the thief in the night. Now, if you don't see that, we're very close to the end. We're very close to the end. Everything, all the chess pieces are there. The only thing we're waiting for is the last major prophecies, is the Motb, and Yahushua and the chariots, and World War III. Yahushua and the missiles getting shot is going to happen pretty much simultaneously. You know, pursuant to the Apocrypha Ezra, it lays out the blueprint. Basically, when you read 2nd Ezra's 15th chapter, you know, you read from like 13 up to 16, it's like reading the script to a movie. You could literally build a movie, and they've made plenty of movies off of that. The Purge, War of the Worlds, Civil War. I mean, there's so many movies that were made from the scriptures, especially the Apocrypha. You know, those chapters I mentioned, they read just like a vivid movie script, like a vivid movie. You could basically close your eyes and read this. It's like you're watching a movie. All right. So if you don't know what times we're in, you know, you don't know Yahushua is right at the door, then you just lost in the sauce, man. You know, you might as well just go all out and be all you can be, like they say in the army, because there's not too much time left. But it says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Because that's going to be the trick bag, right? They're going to cause a bunch of chaos, which really the chaos that's ensuing right now all across America. You know, now you got other nations making a, other nations making a mockery of America, right? So I'm scrolling through my social media today, and I saw Ham out there in Ham. You know, there was a picture, and it was at the dinner table, and the woman, you know, she was like, children, make sure you eat your food. And they all had like plates, you know, of whatever the hell, who knows what the hell it was. It might have been rat meat or mice. It was some type of meat on a plate, you know, with some vegetables, and, you know, it was a full plate, but who knows what the hell was in it. But she said, make sure you eat all your food because there's starving children in America. Right? So now they flipping the script, because growing up, that was something that was always said here, right? Make sure you eat all your food because there's kids starving in Africa. That was always a joke. But now they flipping the script. So that's how bad it is out here. That you got Ham, right? Ham eating monkey paws, you know, make a mockery of Americans. That's pursuant to that scripture how it says they shall see your shame. Because that's being blasted all over the internet, all over the YouTube. You know, and a lot of Jakes, Nigerians, and people from Africa, but mainly like West Africa, they've been doing a lot of reaction videos to where they're basically saying that Esau cannot handle what they put on Jake, you know, because Esau is feeling the heat right now. But Jake, you know, Jake's been in the heat for the longest, so they're used to it, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall fall upon them. And right, so all this chaos ensuing on the left-hand side is really the left hand of the Most High. The Most High is telling Esau to create this chaos. You know, he's engineering the famines. He's engineering, now they're buying up. So a lot of the elites are buying up land, but it's not really, they want the land, but what they're really doing is they're buying up all the water supply. Underneath the land and surrounding the land is water. So they're taking control of the water supply because they plan on doing something with the water. All right. So they're buying up all the water supply, you know, so they're going to create a drought. They're going to create a famine. They're engineering a civil war. You know, they're engineering diseases, you know. And that's all the left-hand side of the Most High. But they're also engineering the World War III, you know? And so their trick is to call all this chaos, cause chaos, get people to give up their rights, you know, give up their freedom for safety. And once they've accomplished that, that's going to be ultimately through the Motb. Once they've accomplished that, they're going to say, okay, you know, now that you surrender your rights, you know, we're able to calm everything down. And they're going to say, you know, now there's peace and safety. But that's when sudden destruction cometh upon them. Because guess what? The destroyer, pursuant to Isaiah 54, the waster, the Most High created the waster to destroy. That's the ICBM missiles, which that's old technology now, right? Intercontinental ballistic missiles. It's pretty much old technology, you know? And not the splitting of the nucleus, but the trajectory, right? Meaning the means of transportation. So ICBMs are old. Now they got the hypersonic and they got lasers now, you know? So the hypersonic missile is still nuclear, but it's inside a better body than the old ICBMs with the rockets that got to fall, and then you got the different stages of rockets fall off and all that. Now you got the hypersonic missiles, you know, which are faster, much faster. So that's all chaos that the Most High is creating on the left-hand side. And he manifested through who? Through who? Through the wicked, which is Esau, right? That's why King David called Esau the Most High's whipping stick. When you go to Isaiah, the 10th chapter, it refers to Esau as an axe. What do you do with the axe? You chop shit down, right? Okay. In this case, he's chopping down people. So, and he's mainly headed for Jacob. That's why there's a whole Daniel's 12. There's a whole theme dedicated to Israel, Jacob's trouble. Because the Most High is going to do a number with Esau. It says he's going to trot him down like the mire. That's in Isaiah the 10th chapter. So, not to get too far off the topic, but hey, there's a lot to cover, man. So, verse 3 says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child." Meaning, when a woman is pregnant, the baby doesn't just pop out, right? There's a whole 9 months of travailing, right? You got the first couple months where the woman's body's not really, she's not having any pains or cramps or anything like that. Excuse me. But her body is changing. You start seeing what they call a baby bump. She starts walking a little different. It's slow, but it's sure, right? Like they have the term slowly but surely. You know it's coming. You see it coming. You're just waiting for that baby to pop out, but it's coming, right? And that's how this hell is coming. Now, this hell is kind of like a woman who doesn't know she's pregnant until, right before, a couple months before the baby. And you have situations like that where, because some women, their stomach doesn't blow up, so they'll be pregnant for a while. And then they'll start noticing some weird stuff, and they check and they're like, "Oh shit, guess what, Miss such and such, you're pregnant." So this hell, it could be in the third or fourth trimester, and these people might finally realize they're in some deep shit when it's way too late. You know what I'm saying? Watch, we're gonna read down. It's gonna say it. And they shall not escape. Okay? So by the time they realize what the hell is going on, they're not going to be able to escape, because the only way you're going to be able to escape is if you're a member of the elect, right? The Most High said in the book of Revelation, he told the angels to hold back the destruction until the elect have been sealed. That's the only way to escape. You have to be sealed. You have to be pre-selected. So verse 4 says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief." So we are on the watch. So that day is not going to take the elect as a thief, because they're watching, they're prepared for it, they're mentally prepared. And as the days get closer and more hell comes, it's going to be a lot of tests coming, but we know that we're that much closer, we're that much closer. It has to happen. Yahushua did not die for nothing. The Most High made him a promise. The Most High stays true. The Most High has not broken not one promise or contract or one prophecy. In one contract that he made with Yahushua, he told Yahushua that he was going to give him the heathen as an inheritance, and that Yahushua was going to rule on this earth and in the universe, in the other galaxies, and all knees shall bow. So that hasn't happened yet. You think Yahushua went through what he did in vain? Hell no. So if Yahushua promised the disciple, because they asked him, they said, "Look, Lord, we gave up our wife, we gave up our life, our family, everything we had. What are we going to get in return?" Yahushua said, "For these things that you gave up and for following me," he said, "you're going to sit on the 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel." So if Yahushua was able to make that type of promise, don't you think he knows for a fact the Most High is going to be good on his word? And don't you think he's expecting to enjoy his kingdom?
It's going to connect you to the grid.
Right? So let's go to verse 5. "Ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of the darkness." Right? So what's that light? That light is that there's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, there's truth, there's wisdom. That's the light. The light is a truth, which comes from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Meaning we know what the hell is going on. When all this technology that's sliding out, we know what it's for. We know what this technology is for. We know what the digital ID is for, ultimately. And we've been known, we've been known about it. Now, we may not have known exactly what form it was going to come in, a cell phone and this and that, but we knew it was coming. We've been prophesying it for a long time. Just like we've been prophesying about the Motb. That's coming for sure. And we see all the pieces coming together. Why? Because through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, we are the children of the light. Now you got guys out there, whistleblowers you got certain channels on YouTube and guys, they know what's going on, because we get our information from online and doing research from these guys, and they let us know what's coming down the pipe. So you got a lot of people out there that's ready as well, But the thing is, you got to be of the elect. The Lord said if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Because even these people out there that know what's going on, they got shit to lose, They got shit to lose. They got different avenues Satan could come through to get at them, to get them to bow down. That's why Paul said to be careful not to be entangled into the elements of this world, meaning don't be too intertwined. And that's why the Lord said, love not the world, neither the things that are in it. Because that's how Satan gets you, right? So let's read on. And that was the main point right there, right? Well, let's read verse 6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. So this is what we're doing. We're watching the news, watching each other's videos. One brother is bringing, every brother is bringing something different out, different news, different perspectives, different takes on things, Then you watch the news, certain channels. I'm not talking about, when I say news, I'm not talking about, the latest album that came out, latest hip hop album that came out, and BET News. I'm talking about, shit that matters. All right. Really, all you gotta do is watch GMS. That's it, man. Because the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, is working through GMS, Isaiah 42:9, Amos, right? Was it 3? The Lord said before anything happens, he delivers it to the prophets first. So you watch GMS, you're gonna know what's going on. All right. So anyway, let's go to the video. Play that.
And that's why it's going to
currency. And then what's next after that? The Motb, which is physical, but it's going to act in the digital, do everything. Okay, because the digital ID is coming, and
Rewind
then
that.
set it up to where you need an ID to fucking buy food. Tap more, tap into the spirit more, because the enemy literally, the nigga's setting the siege right now.
Yes, sir.
At any given time, he's showing that he can just cut off food.
Yep.
And they'll just blame each other.
Yeah.
The right blaming the left blaming the right. While you motherfuckers are starving, man.
Yeah.
All right, and then set it up to where you need an ID to fucking buy food.
Yeah.
Yeah, brothers and sisters. There's something called a cat string theory. See if I could bring it up here. See, everything in the news is AI, and everything is AI, man. So they're really pushing it, because they're gonna use AI to control everything. So anyway, let's go to, let me see. Now, cat string theory. Yeah, I'd be up on all the theories. Frog soup, cat string theory. All right, because look, Esau is the devil. What does that mean? The devil is a master at psychology, master at sociology, master at psychology. What psychology, the understanding of how the brain and the mind works. They have something called dark psychology, which is using the knowledge of psychology for wicked purposes. Then you have sociology. What's sociology? Sociology is psychology, but how to use psychology to control masses of people. They call that sociology, right? Because it's social. So they have something called a cat string theory. Okay. So cat string theory is this. The cat string theory is not a scientific theory, but a concept from psychology, marketing, and relationships. It refers to the idea that people are more interested in something or someone when it is slightly out of reach. Much like a cat is more engaged with a string that is dangled or held just beyond its grasp than when it is given complete access to it. So basically, it's like when you take a string and you dangle it in front of a cat and they go to grab it, then you pull it and it's just out of the reach. And then, so it makes them want to get it more. You know, women do this with their cat, you know what I'm saying? To get you to chase them. You know, men that got game do this to women. So it's called a cat string theory. And this is what Esau is doing with the SNAP benefits. He's using the cat string theory. Basically, you cut it off, you get people to beg for it. And when you're getting ready to turn back on, they will want it even more. That's how you get them hooked on you. You get them to do more. All you have to do is you let them suffer a little bit. You let the heat come, then you cool them down. Meaning, you open up the faucet. You open the teats back up. You give them back the benefits. Now, you have them at your will, at your becking will. Anytime you threaten to shut it down, they'll do whatever you tell them to do. You know, so that's a cat string theory. Okay.
It's gonna be a digital ID. Just blame each other. Yeah. You know, the right blaming the left blaming the right. While you motherfuckers is starving, man. Yeah. All right, and then set it up to where you need an ID to fucking buy food. Yeah. And it's gonna be a digital ID. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna need an ID to do everything. Okay, because the digital ID is coming, and what's next? The digital currency. And then what's next after that? The Motb, which is physical, but it's going to act in the digital world. Yeah. Okay, it's going to connect you to the grid.
And that's why it's going to be, you know, people that take it here in America will be destroyed.
Yeah, it's called if you remember, first they started with the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things is connecting everything to a network so that it can be tracked. What's the word I'm looking for? You connect everything to a network so that, I can't think of the word, but you can track everything, right? Everything is accessible. So this is why you have all this smart technology, because the smart technology, if you notice, it all connects to what? Your Wi-Fi network. And then you have the towers out there. So the towers can connect to all your smart technology and grab information from it, right? And the conduit now, the main conduit is the cell phone. That's the main conduit. So they're getting people used, you know, if you lose, most people that lose their cell phone, that's it. They're done. They want to commit suicide, you know? But that's where everything is kept. And they've been training people with the cell phone. That's how they've been getting people into the system, by the use of what? Facial recognition, thumbprint recognition, you know, taking selfies. Why do you think AI is so good right now? Because of all the selfies that people have been taking and recording themselves. And so they have trillions and trillions and trillions of footage that they could feed to the AI to mimic and to recognize human pattern and to mimic human pattern and to create AI. So they basically duped you into they duped you into helping them set the trap for you. And they did it through comfort, smart technology and comfort. This is how they slid everything under the radar, because this is a very lazy America. The American citizens are very, very lazy. Everything's all about comfort and convenience. And so when they sell you technology, that's the marketing. It makes it easier to do this and that, or it's more comfort. because people are lazy. So hold on a second. Give me a second here. I'm gonna let this play while I look for a scripture.
By the fire, because it's going to make it to the point where you're not going to be able to function unless you have this device, because they already got people conditioned in functioning or interacting in a digital system. Digital, because most people don't even carry cash anymore.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know, like I said, convenient. It's convenient to pull out your phone and pay for something, you know, without digging in your wallet or carrying, because people now, they're living a fast life. You know, they don't want to be grabbing stuff or walking with stuff on them. So boom, just grab the cell phone. You know, if you notice, cell phones are expensive as hell now. $1,000, over $1,000, $2,000. Why? Because of all the technology that's inside of them. I mean, a cell phone is the best piece of surveillance equipment ever created. You know, it's got your name in there. It's got your voice. It's got your fingerprint. It's got your iris scan. It's got your credit card information, all your contacts. Your whole life is in this little device that you hold in your hand. And it communicates everything. It feeds it to the network, to the system. And the AI will create an algorithm on you. So everybody's pretty much already in the digital system, you know? But the thing is, they can't say we're going to slap a chip in you. They got to do it by stages. So they got to, you know, do it by phases. They got to say, oh, digital ID, which in all reality, they already got digital IDs on everybody. You got cameras everywhere. Everybody got a cell phone. They got a camera on there. You know, it's all just putting people through the process, right? We need to get a digital ID. It's basically the gradualism, getting them used to serving everything up digitally, which they already have unknowingly through what? Through the guise of technology and comfort. So I'm going to read Proverbs 19 and 15. Oops, 19 and 15. Proverbs 19 and 15. It says, slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. Oh man. All right. Let's all right. Hey, all them videos I've been seeing lately about the so-called these welfare recipients and EBT card recipients talking about they haven't worked a day in their life and they don't plan on working. Well, what does scripture say right here? The scriptures say, slothfulness casteth into deep sleep. What's another word for slothfulness? Is lazy, being lazy, casteth into deep sleep. And that's the problem with these people. And really mainly concerned with Jake. You know, forget everybody else, you know. But they're fucking asleep. Because why? They're lazy. There's a very lazy, whatchamacallit, these people out here are very lazy in America, all right? This kingdom is very lazy. Men don't want to work. Men don't want to study. Men don't want to read. They just want to be couch potatoes, play video games, eat corn chips, you know, go watch a game, watch Netflix. You know, the women don't want to cook. They don't want to raise children. Now cooking, raising children, and being a wife is looked at a negative thing. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's plate. That's why this place is known as Babylon. And this place, the Most High is going to, that's why the Most High is going to do what he's going to do, right? So this is a lazy people. And what's the side effect of that? Is they go into a deep sleep. And I'm talking about a spiritual sleep. Okay? These people have no idea, no clue what's going on. And there's nothing but distractions on here. You know, like this technology, Instagram's a distraction, right? All the young people, they want to be content creators. You know, that's their dream. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a YouTube creator. You know, that just shows you what? That these people are into the digital system. You know, because everything really is aimed towards the younger generation. They figure the older generation is, you know, they're sick and they're old and they're hard to mold. You know, and this is why, if you notice, the C-19 took out mostly elderly people. You know, because that's the culling, the paring down. They really want to get after the youth because they're easier to mold. And the youth, you know, as they say, is the future. And the future that they're looking towards is that NWO. So they need everybody to bow down and to be coherent. So the best way to get them is to get them young, you know? So yeah, you know? So everybody's into this digital system. Everybody's all about comfort and being lazy and eating comfort food. Then you got the food that's got sedatives in it. You know, you got the air that's got chemicals in it to dumb you down. You know, the water supply dumps you down, makes you sick. So everything in this kingdom is set up to put you in a deep sleep. It's set up to make you lazy, to make you slothful, put you in a slumber. And again, this is all by the will of the Most High. All right? So it says, slothfulness casteth into sleep, into deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. And these SNAP benefit mother effers, EBT, you know, a lot of them are idle souls. Because, hey, you watch a video, they said it themselves. I watched tons of video that these women were saying that. Well, I never worked a day in my life and I don't plan to. It's a taxpayer's job to pay for my kids, to pay for my kids to eat. You know? And then they'll have some lazy ninja staying up in there too. This nigga ain't no job. This nigga ain't working. You know? She's shopping with 4 G's worth of food stamps that she got for sleeping with everybody, right? She popped out 4 or 5 kids because she sleep with all the drug dealers on the block. And now she, as a reward, she got 4 G's in food stamps, right? So she only needs she got 5 kids. She might need a small fraction of that, what they give her. So she buys extra food and she flips them in the hood, you know? She flips the food. That's what they do. They flip it so they make even more money, right? And then they got some ninja up in there. They go shopping. They buying little snacks. They buying like the juicies, you know, for Pookie and Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? He might like fucking muffins or whatever the hell, Doritos. So they buying up all that stuff. You know, the nigga ain't working, you know. And then the kids she's raising, they can't go to work because if anybody in that house goes to work, she gonna lose her benefits. So, you know, that's how it go. But Slacky, I'm getting off track. Let me go back to the video. Matter of fact, let me show you, right? So if you go to your phone, if you got an Android phone, you go to the search and you put in AI, this thing will come up. Now check this out. Now this, where is it? Yeah, all this stuff was installed with this update. So check this out, man. Hold on, let me turn this light on. Because this is why AI wasn't created to make your job easier. AI was created as better surveillance. That's just what they're selling you. Again, comfort. People accept it because, oh, it makes things easier, right? Until they find out what it was really set up for, but then it's too late. It's too late. So look at that. Call assist, get real-time translation during voice calls. That means what? That means they're recording your phone calls, right? It's going out into the cloud. Writing assist, get tools, because look, for AI to work, artificial intelligence, it has to communicate with the cloud. It has to go out, send your information out there, and then send it back to your phone. So that means something out there, a machine or the cloud, is capturing it. So they're capturing your phone calls, your voice, get tools to compose the writing assistant, organize, and improve text. So they're tracking all your texts. Interpreter, live translation, and spoken conversations are available as voice, text, or text output, right? And this is how they're able to mimic what was going on during the Tower of Babel, right? Remember, the Lord had to change the languages so that they couldn't communicate with each other to build a Tower of Babel, which was the original attempt for a New World Order, right? What else you got? Note assist, transcript assist, transcribe voice, and call recording. So that means whenever you get on a call and you talk to somebody on your phone, something out there is taking your call and writing it out like an email, and it's just getting stored somewhere and is being read. You know, it's being surveillance. This is ultimate surveillance. Browsing assist, get simple summaries of web page text. And you know, every time you browse the internet, they logging everything that you're browsing. And what they do is they build profiles on you. And this is where their technology going to use to come up with the thought crimes and all that, because they're capturing all this information on you. Whatever you're talking about, you know, anything you're browsing, any videos you watch, any videos you produce, and then they're building a profile on you, okay? And then they're going to put you in a device where they try to predict thought crimes. They're going to give you a social credit score and all that. You got photo assist. Look at this. Reimagine images by moving or removing people and objects, creating portraits in a variety of fun styles and sketching new stuff into their background. So you could literally, on your phone, take a photo and you could just change it into something else that wasn't there originally, you know? So imagine what the elites got, the type of technology they got, you know? So they can use this is how they do something like deep fake, or they could frame somebody or make it seem like you said something that you really didn't say, or do something that you didn't do, right? Then you got this here, process data only on device. For added privacy, you can prevent collection and processing of your data for Galaxy's AI's advanced intelligence features, right? I mean, it's still gonna grab your stuff, but I turned this off. So, you know, if you got an Android, make sure you turn that off. But yeah, I mean, they're surveilling everything. So any of you brothers and sisters, if you got an update on your phone this past week or two, that's what it all was, all this AI stuff. Yeah. So let me go back to the video, see what the brother's saying here.
Most people are EBT, debit cards, tap, the phone.
Yep.
So they got all different type of devices that they're using outside of cash.
What was it called? The MDL? The MLD?
Mobile driver
MDL,
license.
mobile driver.
Yeah, MDL, yeah, because you got a wallet in your phone. You know? So what else is in your wallet typically?
What's
your
in
ID?
your wallet?
Yeah, what's in your wallet? What's in your phone?
Well,
So, everything's digital, man.
Well, even on all these phones, Android and Apple.
What was it, the C19, I think? The C19, you had to register on your phone, and then, you could show your phone as a proof, basically as an ID, If you work in a corporate job or IT, they have something called two-factor authorization, right? To log into certain devices on your phone where they need to verify who you are, they'll send something to your phone. And then you got to click yes on your phone, and then it'll unlock the security. So they're doing everything through the phone, right? And in the near future, they plan on doing away with the phone. And all the technology from the phone, basically the interface is going to be you. They're going to get rid of the middleman. See, the phone right now is a middleman. But you can throw your phone out, you can toss it somewhere, someone can take it. So what they want to do is they want to put it inside of you. That's the Motb.
You have a Apple Wallet or Android wallet,
Right.
Where you can actually connect digital bank cards and identification, and also passports. They even have the digital passport too.
Damn.
You have the digital passport, which you can actually show.
Double click.
You know, you double click it on your phone, and you just boom.
Your passport.
You know, that's gonna be the new wave.
Yeah.
You gotta have your cell phone on your person, and you gonna have, and that's gonna be all your credentials. But see, what's gonna happen is they're gonna say, hey, now we need to put it inside you because look, it's gonna be safer. It's gonna be more convenient.
Just imagine a person that don't got it, you can just easily run up and take somebody's phone, and you got everything now. So that's gonna the problem be actually solution. You know, now people, you can imagine.
And ultimately, you're a slave, right? You're a slave, and just like every slave, you got to get branded. You got to get branded.
How many people's phones are going to get stolen when everything, all the credentials, including your IDs on somebody's phone, you just double click and beat somebody else?
That's it.
You know, or I got their passcode or whatever the case is. You know, so eventually that's going to be done away with, and then they're going to have look. This is getting out of hand. We gotta put it in people.
Yeah, we had no choice. We have to. There's so much crime, people stealing people's identity.
Yeah,
you got hackers. So look, man, we gotta.
Yeah, because when things get really bad out here, people are going to be often people to get their cell phone, because a cell phone now to get into them, either you need a passcode, which they're doing away. The passcode is phased out, right? Pretty much. And they use a fingerprint, and most people use fingerprint. If you're an iPhone, most people use the facial recognition. And so what they'll do is they'll off you, right? They'll just take your body, they'll pick your hand up and put on the phone, unlock it, and go buy whatever whatever they need to buy. You know, because some people are going to have credits, some people are not going to have any credits. So if they don't have no credits, they're going to be running up on people that do got the credits. They're going to be taking their cell phones, you know, forcing them to unlock it. If they don't want to unlock it, might unalive the person, right? Pick up their hand and unlock the phone with their thumb, or open up their eyelids and scan it, and then run off and go have a party.
Do this. So now, hey, look.
So once people see all that happening, be like, yo, put the chip in me. F it. Right?
Now, first they're going to do it, it's going to be voluntary. Right? They're going to do it under, voluntary. Oh, so many people doing this, so many people doing that. And then they're going to come with the excuse, of course, through chaos. Hey, now it's fucking mandatory. And that's when this man is gone. Yeah. And that's what we want. We bring it on, Esau.
Yeah.
Make the shit mandatory. Because you're going to be destroyed. We're going to be in the kingdom, man. We're going to be whooping your ass every day save the Sabbath. Yeah. And we're going to have our way with your woman. Okay, your daughters.
Yep. So anyway, Lord's Willis was edifying. I'm going to say shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, shalom. To the next one.